Yo, guys, what up, man? Football Dugout. We are back in here, back in the game. What up, man? So look, man, we've got an interesting show here for today. Remember, it is Champions League week, so we'll be reviewing games from the CL that have happened this past week, previewing the games that were happening this week as well. Yes, we'll talk about a bit of the Europa League as well, of course, because we can't say no to the Europa League. So we will touch upon that relegation competition as well. And we're going to definitely be looking at Braithewaite. Barcelona. We're looking at also the weekend review, top for. Look, shout out to your boy Braithewaite. Look, man, get it whenever you get it, man. And the poll is out. So if you go onto the Football Hut, my Twitter page, the poll is out of who has more pressure on them, Chelsea or Bayern Munich, ahead of the huge, massive Feb 25 encounter. So look, man, before we start off, man, how was your weekend been, guys? How was your weekend?
Neeks, how's your weekend been, man?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't even stay up for the big fight on Saturday. I didn't even wake up. Like, I was gonna set my alarm.
Oh, I had to. Like I'm messed up because I was in the office on the Sunday. So for the past day or so, my brain has just been like, because I think I messed up because I sort of stayed awake. So I just messed up. But I watched it. But now I'm basically like, I don't even know where I am right now. So
well, I was gonna stay up for it, and I was so tired on the Saturday. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set my alarm. If I wake up, I wake up. And I actually woke up just as the fight finished. I watched it back, the full fight. I watched it back. So, you know, I'm disappointed, innit? I wanted Wilder to win.
He got beat up bad.
I don't give a damn about boxing no more.
There's no doubting about that. You can't begrudge through that victory. He deserved it. He deserved the first fight as well, innit? But I wanted that big, for more than just in terms of Wilder, for boxing, there's reasons why I felt I would rather Wilder win than Fury, but is what it is.
Boxing's finished, man. Politics finished boxing long time.
I hear what you're saying, but the heavyweight division right now is in a better place now than it was, let's say,
the Klitschko eras. The Klitschko era were the dark eras, man.
Yeah. But it's always been a case of the best fighters dodge each other for as long as they can. And then finally they have... Look at Mayweather Pacquiao. That fight should happen years.
Yes.
Boxing's finished.
Yeah, it's like people say, like, imagine if Mayweather was to fight Canelo Alvarez now that's a fight. But he fought him before he really reached his peak, which is now.
But remember, Mayweather was 36 when he fought Canelo, when Canelo was 22. Like, what do you want to? Would you want Mayweather to wait till he's 40 to fight a 25-year-old?
Yes, that's the opposite.
That's
the thing.
That's what because one's 40 and one's 20. Whereas he can't. His age is his age, isn't it? What can he do? And
anyway, this isn't the boxing dugout. Where are we going with this?
Look, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Always trying to make this into some sort of multi-sport.
Yeah, man. Look, man. Let's get it. So first up, man, let's review the weekend, man. Let's start first with the Premier League top four race, man. So Chelsea, but see now the funny thing here is that should we call it the top four race or the top five race?
I mean,
let's see what happens in Man City.
Because we have to see what happens because it's still the top five or the top four race.
As it stands, Man City are not in the Champions League next year. As it stands, as top five.
Yeah. So Chelsea got that win against Tottenham. Wolves are looking real good. I mean, they gave Espanyol that walk, and I think they gave Norwich that walk as well.
Wait.
Yeah, but to be fair,
they played two 20th place teams in a row. Espanyol. Norwich. Come on.
And Espanyol didn't take half their best players because they need to stay in the league.
The best players are the worst in the league.
So yeah, but they have.
So how the hell are Espanyol in the Europa League if they are bottom?
Because they finished like sixth or something last season.
The heck?
Yeah, they've had 3 managers this season. They're on their third manager, so things aren't really looking good for them.
So basically, at the moment now we have Chelsea on 44 points. United 41 points, Tottenham 40 points, Sheffield United 40 points. So actually, not so.
Whoa! Why did you stop there? Why did you stop there, bro?
No, that's all we need. Whoa. Sheffield United 40 points, Wolves 39 points. That's it.
Keep going.
No. That's it. That's it.
Like, we are in this race, bro.
We're
in this race. I'm telling you, make our Arteta's taking us back to the promised land. quicker than you thought.
No. I think Arsenal's best chance of the CL is that Europa League.
He's laughing at me. Nah, bro. We're going to make a late run.
I'm laughing because I feel the way you're speaking, whether it's in jest or not, Arsenal fans are kind of getting a bit excited.
Listen,
overly. I'm not saying you're wrong, but things are slowly getting better, and so
the gas levels are rising.
Yeah. I just find it.
We're at about 37% gas levels right now. We're undefeated in 2020. So yeah, things are looking decent.
Arteta has been doing all right. I won't lie, man, but it's like. Are you going to bet everything on Arteta, really?
But I've wanted Arteta from the beginning. From when Wenger went, I said I want Arteta. Remember, we had conversations about it. I said I want Mikel Arteta because I knew he would bring in a style of football that we are used to seeing from Arsenal. And
will it yield trophies, though? Will it yield trophies? That's the thing.
We'll have to wait and see. But it will definitely yield better results, and we've seen that already. Even though our defense is still crap. We're not conceding as many goals as we used to. If you look at the amount of clean sheets we've had, it's a lot better now than it was under Emery.
So I was watching ESPN FC just recently, man. And there seems to be this narrative of Mourinho and about how they're missing two of the attacking players and how Mourinho is opting to approach his team strategically with no attackers. So let me confess to Nick with this. Do you sympathize with Mourinho in the fact that he didn't have a summer? January is a very hard window to get any players. Look, flipping Barcelona got flipping Braithewaite. So that's how hard it is to get a striker in January. So do you sympathize with him in the fact that he's doing his best as the manager that he is with having two of his best attacking players missing? Or do you think that he should still be playing positive attacking football with the attacking players that he has at his disposal?
I mean, even if Mourinho had the best attacking players available to him, he wouldn't be playing this attacking football that you mentioned. It's not his style, innit? It's just not his style. His style is effective. It has worked for years. But the attacking football you mentioned, I can't see that. Whether you got Son, Kane, or they signed bloody Erling Haaland. It's funny, however, because you said in terms of obviously Barca signed Braithewaite outside of the transfer window. We'll get to that. But everyone speaks about Man United. They missed out on Haaland. In reality, everyone in the world missed out on Haaland. Yeah, Man United bidded, and obviously the offer was accepted, but Haaland chose Dortmund for whatever reason. Okay. But Chelsea need a striker. I mean,
how did Chelsea miss out on Haaland?
What you didn't?
They need a striker, no? Don't Chelsea need a striker?
Chelsea don't need a striker. Tammy Abraham is back fit.
Yeah, because he is.
Because Tammy Abraham.
Look, man. Tammy Abraham. What rubbish is this guy talking? Missed out on Haaland. What the heck? Look, man.
Spurs need a striker.
Spurs need a striker.
They went out and got Bergwijn, but he's not out and out striker. He can play through that position. Barcelona needed a striker. So for me, there's a lot of teams out there who could have gone for a striker in the January and didn't go for him. Spurs in the end obviously went for Igalo and he chose Man United.
Oh, damn it. Guess who scored?
Liverpool. Yeah, of course, obviously. 1-0. Listen,
this league is trash. This league is trash.
West Ham deserve relegation. You can't go and play against Man City with no strikers. And they've gone to Liverpool and they've got Snodgrass and Antonio as their attacking options. You deserve relegation. They should be relegated today, now. You can't go to them places to play with Snodgrass and Antonio as your attacking option. You got Haller on the bench. Kind of stupid.
Wait, no, man. Anyway, don't hit on Antonio, man. Antonio's right, man.
I don't have sympathy for Mourinho because I mean he knows what he walked into. You would hope he would have spoken in the with Levy in terms of what money would be available in January and what will be available in the summer. Did Kane get injured? He got injured after Mourinho.
He got injured. Yeah. I think he played
he played a few games under Mourinho. Oh wow! West Ham just equalized apparently.
So it's just I think so. So it's just it's unfortunate, yes, but this is part and parcel of it. I mean, Pogba has been on sabbatical for almost all season. Rashford's out.
He's not on sabbatical. He wants to leave. Please tell the people the truth.
No, because you don't take sabbaticals as a player. Only fraud managers like Guardiola.
Yeah.
But we'll get onto that another time as well.
Wow.
Wow.
There's some salt in the air today.
For the rest of the season. Like, you just have to deal with it, innit? So I don't feel sorry for Mourinho.
You know what? I don't feel sorry for Mourinho.
I'm happy. Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for Mourinho. You know what? I think Mourinho is probably sitting there feeling that he's actually quite lucky because these injuries are protecting his reputation. He's got an excuse now. If he had Kane and he had Son and the results weren't coming, what excuse does he have? Now he has no Kane, he has no Son. It's not his fault. Mourinho loves these situations. He loves it. It's always someone else's fault. And now he's got his way out. He's like, well, what am I going to do? I had no strikers. You've got Troy Parrott in the youth team who's banging goals for Tottenham Youth, has done for a few years. Why not give him a chance? You could say, I'm not saying he's on the same level as a Martinelli or he's on the same level as a Greenwood, but young players can score goals if that's what they're good at. So why not give him a chance?
Well, when Rashford burst on the scene for Man United, it was because Martial and Rooney was injured. He didn't decide, let me play, I don't know, Mike. I'm going to say Eric.
So talking about you have strikers, you're saying.
They have strikers in the youth team. They've got a striker who scored goals. He scored goals for Ireland as well. You know, a lot of Spurs fans seem to think this guy's legit. He's a really good player. Don't think he's ever going to get a chance.
But see, that's where I'm on two ways with this. In one way, I'm saying that if you're missing two of your best attacking players, what more can you do? Because you can't just say, hey, man, just go out and attack and we'll still keep on attacking when that doesn't make any sense, especially if you're a certain kind of manager. But as from what Devil said is that, see, if I'm in that situation, I was imagining, like, let's say I'm playing Football Manager. If I'm playing Football Manager and everything, and my main strikers are going, as much as I hate it, I am scrolling down, clicking on reserves, clicking on youth, seeing whatever names light up white or not great. I'm clicking and I'm looking at finishing 3, heading 2, thingy 1, and I'm swearing it out. I say, you know what? Screw you, Football Manager, and I'm putting the dude in, and I'm praying that he can at least just exist for 90 minutes until my guy comes back. And that's just what you have to do. But that's what management is for. That's what management is for. So, you know.
But I do think he's got his excuses now, and it's going to mask the fact that he can't do it anymore. He ain't a top level manager no more.
The devil is
relaxed. Chill.
We will come back to this in the middle of next year.
Chill.
And I will say
2010 treble.
That was 10 years ago.
How many managers have won a treble?
That was
how many
10
managers?
Years ago.
How many managers have won a treble? Respect. Don't disrespect the GOAT, please. Thank you. So I felt that this was a great first week of the Champions League.
I want to speak about Arsenal and Saka specifically. And I know we said top 4, top 5. I mean, arguably within the point section, Arsenal are in.
Especially if it's 5.
Yeah, if it's 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, people are going on about he's playing at left back. We know left back's not his best position, or his favourite position. But do you think this is actually a position that he can maybe nail down for Arsenal somewhat? I know you've had like Maitland now in the middle. Well, so he's a midfielder but playing out wide, and he's been poor as a fullback. You know, it's not his position. But Saka, who is a winger, when you consider that Kolasinac is one of the other options, and he's not very good defensively either. Saka going forward he's that cross he's playing for India,
and he's eligible to play for Nigeria, I believe.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's
come home, baby. Come home.
He's got 10 assists already this season for Saka, which is ridiculous. But we have Tierney. If Tierney can get fit, then I think there's a good chance we might see Tierney play left back and Saka left wing. I think that is what Arteta would prefer to do if Tierney can get fit. If not, I think Saka can probably nail down that spot. And I would like to see him nail it down for the end of the season and maybe go to the Euros with England, because England have got some good left backs. But remember, when you're picking squads for these competitions, you need players who can play in several positions.
Yeah, versatility.
Saka offers you that.
No, but my thing though, and this is the same thing that I said with Trent and so forth, is that Trent is great under Klopp. Saka looks really good under Arteta. Southgate doesn't play that way, doesn't have the same philosophy. So will you see Saka's effectiveness and Trent's effectiveness be the same in an England system and environment cultivated by Southgate? That's the question.
That's the big question.
Matches in between now and the actual Euro, so maybe some of those players who are in form can get a chance. I mean, you talk about versatility. Luke Shaw's can now play left centre back as well. And he looks like he's coming into. I think Brandon Williams coming back performing for Man United has kind of put Luke Shaw on say, you know what, I need to upgrade. He's speaking about getting back in England side. I don't know what their options are. It's Rose, Chilwell,
Brandon Williams.
That's about it. But you know what? I think
really.
Southgate's got some interesting decisions to make, because there's some players really pushing for that squad who might not necessarily be names, but they're performing. So let's see what he does.
All right, look, man. Let's. So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Nick's Kwamaina.
Sorry.
Greenwood. Actually, look, man, change your Twitter name, man. Like, every time I see, I can say, wait, who the heck is this dude? Who the heck is Greenwood SZN? What the heck? Who the hell is this dude? I was like, oh, it's that Nick's dude. So change it, man. Come on, change that name, man.
I can't change it until the season's over. This is, is what it is.
Let's hope the season is over soon then. All right, so I thought it was a really good week for the Champions. I think it was a really good opening week. And so, Devil, biggest takeaway from this week, if you had to just pick your biggest moments, it could be something positive or something negative, biggest moments they took from the 4 games.
It's Liverpool don't like to lose. Klopp is a sore ass loser. You know, I mean, what he is. I mean,
yes, as I was saying, yeah.
Everybody knows what Atletico Madrid are about. They've been about it for years. It was never a problem. Now that it's happened to Liverpool, all of a sudden, they don't like to play football. They're negative. They're the Stoke of this, that, the other.
But we were celebrating. But in his no, I'm not trying to defend him, but just from the corner, you're completely right. But just from his point of view, victim of your own success. You were winning so much, so used to winning. People talked about you crazy like that. To just not only lose, but not to have a single shot on target. It's the natural human thing is to be like, oh, what? Because you've been living inside this bubble of win. Okay, we lost to Napoli there, but that was so long ago. Win. And remember, coming into this game, Simeone was under pressure. Even the players said that they've never seen Simeone like this for the past few months, that he was just very down, very depressed and everything. And there was so much pressure against them. So people were predicting that Liverpool would probably even win this game. So I just think that was sort of like because you could see that it's pained him the way in which they got shot down. Like they really got shot. Like he took off Mane, he took off Salah. He was like, oh, they got shot down. So, but as you said, it's Atletico's tactics.
You have to be gracious in defeat. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to take all the plaudits when you're winning, when you lose a game, you have to be gracious. I understand you're going to be pissed that you lost, but you can't go out in there and complain about the other team because they beat you. You know,
name me a gracious loser. A gracious winner. A winner who was a gracious
loser. Yeah, because I was just about to say Solskjaer, but then you said winner. So I retracted. But no, you have got a point. But that is part of Klopp's.
Wait. Sorry. Say again. A what?
Name me a winner who's a gracious loser.
Ancelotti was winning a lot of and Real Madrid. Yeah. That guy was never salty whenever he lost.
He's a nice guy. Like
fair enough. Yeah. Because Wenger used to try to beat people up.
Berger is not a nice, good loser at all. He's a terrible loser. And I'm not excusing Liverpool fans. That's the last thing I would ever want to do. You know, any chance to have a dig at them, I would, and especially the fans. But when you win that much, losing is supposed to hurt. When you see a manager content with losing, that's probably even for me more annoying than a manager who's absolutely pissed and trying to find, as you say, excuses for losing. Because maybe in their head, they know, look, I did something wrong. But they have to show at least that, what I do is right. And it was because X, Y, Z happened more than anything else. And I think it's just that's the winning mentality. But, you know, I don't see Klopp as like an arrogant, kind of disrespecting other teams.
He's not usually.
Yeah.
Usually.
It's a bit strange.
But maybe this run is kind of changing, you know.
Actually, let me just quickly take the super chat here. So thank you very much, JJ Samuel, for the super chat, dear Sire. He says Liverpool are buying media hype of best in Europe. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. I don't think that, but it's not hype. They are the best in Europe. They won the Champions League. It's not hype. They are clearly the best team in Europe at the moment, if you want to judge by the benchmark, which is the Champions League. Although, on the other hand, you could say Spurs are therefore the second best team in Europe, which is rubbish. But the way that Liverpool have played for the last 2 years, it's not hype. It's not hype. They're doing it on the pitch. So I don't think it's media hype in this situation.
Okay, but I understand what you say. It's not hype. They are the best, but I'm trying to think. There's other teams who have won a Champions League. Remember, that's what they won. They won a Champions League. They ain't won anything else yet. In reality, World Cup. We know the Premier League's coming, but they've only won that. But the way they're talking, you would think this is the Barcelona 2011. You'd think this is them dominating season after season. And I think when it comes to the fans, as I said, I think there's a big amount of arrogance. But
I think basically, a friend of mine made a very good point. Shout out to your boy Danny T. He said that, see, this season Liverpool are not actually playing exciting football; they're just winning. Like Klopp's Dortmund side were far more entertaining. The Barcelona side of 2009 or 2011 were played great attacking football. Arsenal's Invincibles, Man City's side of 2018, and so forth. So it's like, and I think, look, you have to put this into perspective. They are achieving something amazing in the Premier League. Then you would go to one of my favorite sayings: how good is the Premier League really? So, but because greatness is you win a treble. That is extremely hard to do, because I think only 5 teams in history have won the treble since the Champions League era. So that is a very hard thing to do. So, like, even if they were to go unbeaten in the Premier League and they were to win the Champions League but not the FA Cup, it would be like an amazing feat. Can you still put them in the same category as Inter Milan, 2010, Bayern Munich, 2009 Barcelona, and thingy?
I feel like that's a conversation for another day, because we could go into that one.
It is.
We could really get into that one.
Okay, let's stay on the Champions League. So
yeah,
let me just quickly. Okay, look, Erling Haaland. Now, let me just say this right now. because there's a narrative going on out there that's, I try and avoid going on Twitter, because Twitter can just be very poisonous. I just pop in because, like, there's actually an app where I don't actually have to be on the timeline. I can just tweet from like a separate app, so I don't actually have to be on there and deal with racists and all these crazy people. Well, speaking of racists, there's a narrative that I hate white people, that I'm a racist, that I only big up black players and I hate on white players, which is crazy. My Erling Haaland thing is this: before he scored that first goal, I said that this guy is candidate for brick of the game, because ball control was awful decision making, flat track bully, just running. I was like, what the heck is this? I mean, this dude is trash. But he scored that goal. I'm like, wow. That second goal, hands up. And my thing about Haaland is this: great goal scoring instincts. Needs to work on his game. If he works on his game and he cleans up the other parts of his game, I believe, and maybe this can open up another discussion, like for the past 4 or 5 years, we've seen like the emergence of the inside forward and the strikers facilitating the inside forwards. Maybe Erling Haaland will now usher in a whole era of bringing back the striker for like maybe this next decade, and more young kids now saying, oh geez, like I actually want to be like this striker. And our teams are saying, no, we actually do need a goal scorer in the middle rather than just like a facilitator for inside forwards. So Nix, Haaland, speak on it.
Yeah, listen, you said that he needs to work in his game. I mean, name me a 19-year-old who doesn't need to work in his game. Even Mbappe, as good as he is, I think he's a bit older than 19 now, as good as he is, there's part of his game that needs to be worked on. There's no doubt.
Yeah, no, he wasn't good in that first leg, bro.
So, and he wasn't great when we played him in the second leg back in Paris back in the last season. So, I have to judge him not based on necessarily his ability, because you said people, they make a rub for your own back in the sense that you set your expectations so high. He's got 12 in 8. Say he goes on a run of not scoring in his next 8 games. Do I say now he's trash? No, I say that he's 19 years old and you're going to go through these ups and downs. But I think already he's shown that he's got the quality to be a world-class striker. Now, obviously, taking that to a world-class level is about doing it season after season, or even for a full season, at least first in a top league. But he started brilliantly. And I would even argue that the fact that how he ended the game, based on how he started, it shows in itself another quality, the mental strength to not get down when things aren't going your way. There's one thing about when it comes to goal scorers that you're gonna, if you're a good goal scorer, you're always gonna get chances because you get into the right place, the right spaces. So you're gonna miss chances, you're gonna miscontrol the ball, you're gonna sometimes go through bad patches, but you keep getting in that position, you keep getting there, you're gonna get the goal in the end, and that's what he keeps doing. And I think that's the prerequisite to being a great goal scorer is to be in the right place.
But also, you have to also look at, I mean, before I come to Deva, you have to also look at the team that he plays for. I think for Dortmund and for Favre, I think they sort of breed and they encourage you to make mistakes and everything because we're a very young side. And maybe that was the reason in which like his dad and himself said, you know what, United, even if United are bloody struggling right now, as a 19-year-old and everything, this Dortmund side, I mean, you've got Giovanni, Reina, Claudio Reina's son, you've got Sancho, you've got all of these young dudes around, you've got Torgan Hazard. So I can enter into that vibe of where, hey man, you can make mistakes, you're young. You can just learn from the mistakes. So that's kind of an environment I think is perfect for him. And I think this team was perfect for him to really thrive based on his development.
And Klopp said, he said that Bayern was perfect for him because he said even if Liverpool came in, he may well have still gone for Bayern because there was a position open. There was a guaranteed Champions League football, first team football, and you know that Bayern give you chance. When you're at somewhere like Liverpool, Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, where winning is the prerequisite to anything else. Whereas at Borussia Dortmund, it's not the same. So winning comes first at the bigger clubs. You don't get that opportunity to slack off for a few games because you get dropped and someone else will come in. Whereas Borussia Dortmund will keep giving you chance after chance. And at the moment, he's taking his chance.
But, you know, I think what you said about Haaland, Hope, I think I don't think he was that bad in the first leg. But what you have to remember is he's never played in a game of this magnitude before. Like he's not played in a Champions League knockout stage in front of 80,000 people against Paris Saint-Germain. So I think he was excited. You could see everything he was doing was at 100. Like it was just at pace. He didn't calm down. He didn't try and diffuse the situation, take a touch pass. Everything he was doing was at breakneck speed. So I think, and that's where the inexperience of not just him but some of his teammates come into it because they should say, "Look, calm down, relax. We've got 90 minutes." But I think also the tactics didn't help him because no one was really getting around him. It was all kind of pinging balls into him and then expecting it to stick. But no one was really around him until they brought on Reina. As soon as Reina came on, I think Reina was on the pitch for about 4 or 5 minutes. And that's when he got the first goal. Because there was people around him. They was able to get the ball into him. He could pop it off to someone close to him and then make another move. And that's when he came into the game. But I think Haaland, as a talent, you're right. He does need to learn. He does need to do certain things with his game. But as Nick said, he's 19. These things will come. And he's in the best place to do it. He's in a club that have had Lewandowski, Bierhoff. They've had some great strikers throughout the years. I think he will go on to be a massive. Sama won a striker, bro.
Right, what position did he play? Oh, was he a defender?
Sama. Yeah. Matthias Sama was like
I think I'm getting him confused with another dude.
One of them old school sweepers. But yeah, he will be a top striker.
And what I hope is that we know that he's got this release clause about 50-60 million.
Yeah.
I hope that, let's say, for example, in the summer, I don't know when it actually kind of activates, this summer or next summer, someone comes in, let's say Barca or Real Madrid, 60 million. I want him to think about what's best for his career in terms of football-wise, not just, I'm going to go to Real Madrid and Barcelona. I'm going to play. Are they going to develop you? Are they going to give you the chances? Or are you going to end up on the bench like Luka Jovic, for example? Because I think he made this choice was the best for his career. And I hope that, the people around him, as much as, Mina Real is a snake, he's got his dad there who I hope has got his best interests at heart. And he makes his best moves for his career, especially early on.
Yeah. Can we just talk about how Leipzig just mash up Tottenham as well quickly? Because I love that.
But
was such a good watch.
So do you think Mourinho was to blame?
No. I just think Tottenham just couldn't deal with Leipzig's intensity.
Yeah.
They just didn't have it in them. And they're lucky that it was only 1-0. To be fair, at the end, Tottenham did come back into it. Leipzig took their foot off the gas, which, when you look at how intense they were playing from kickoff, it was going to happen that they was going to tire out. And Nagelsmann didn't really make many changes. I would have thought he would have used his substitutes a bit better. But Tottenham just had no clue as to how to deal with them for the best part of 75 minutes. And they're lucky that it was only 1-0.
No, but then that's why I said, like, look, that was just like the Ben. So if Ben Davies doesn't make that mistake, do you think Leipzig still score?
It looked like they could have just been out there all game and not scored at all. They had
that's the thing. It's like, I mean, like,
charts.
as well as they played it and everything, you know, they didn't have like a Lewandowski or like an Aguero in the way. Okay, you know, this because Timo Werner, remember, I think they said that he had not scored for like 5 games before the game, and obviously his goal was a penalty, and he had a great chance.
Yeah.
In the so I feel that because people sort of criticize Mourinho for like, wait, how could he be at home and be this defensive and everything? But Mourinho had a game plan. Let's just defend. I don't think these guys were able to break us down, and we could just catch a lucky break there.
But the game plan didn't work.
It didn't work at all.
The game plan can't be cut open. The game plan is to defend and stop your keeper from making saves. Lloris was Spurs' best player.
Yeah.
That can't be your game plan. I know Mourinho came and said, it's his job, he's a world-class keeper to do his job. Yeah, fair enough. But what about the people in front of them? They have to do their job as well. Can't rely all on them. So
it's like the game plan was put your hand over your face, wait for 90 minutes and see what happens.
I mean, but it wasn't a case where like they were completely getting caught open with like chance after chance after chance. They were not like sportsmen like, okay, these guys are just getting run rocket. We're like, this is bad.
They were. Patrick Schick should have had 2. Werner could have had 2.
But it's Patrick Schick. So Mourinho said that a dude called Patrick Schick ain't blowing G'ing up as it should. So it's worth the risk saying like, look, I'm going to give it to Patrick Schick and a Werner who's not scored in 5 games. But against like a more clinical side, then that's maybe a wild.
They lost 1-0 at home.
They lost 1-0 at home.
And so whatever it is, it didn't work. Whatever.
No, yeah. But then you have to blame Ben Davies. He screwed up. You know, I mean, like that was just a dumb move by him. So now let's get to our main topic, man. So Lampard, here it is, Feb 25. You know, this has been, you know, built up for so long. One of the biggest games of the last 10, 15, 20 years or so. And it's an interesting one. And I think, you know, the talk building up to this that Chelsea are going to get walked. They're going to get delivered and they're going to get this destroyed. So I'm going to come first to Devil with this now. Just from the outside, before we really get into the nitty-gritty and the details. So Stamford Bridge, do you feel that it's a game that, put it this way, do you see Bayern Munich going out and trying to just win this game based on how they are overwhelming favorites and based on Chelsea's poor form at Stamford Bridge? Or do you think Bayern Munich will try and play the long 2-legged game and be like, you know, let's just see what we get, be structured, be resolute, and then we'll just take our chances when it comes? How do you think Bayern will approach this, knowing of Chelsea's record at the Bridge?
I think Bayern will go for Chelsea's neck in the first leg. I think that Bayern will be looking at Chelsea's home record, seeing that the uncertainty there, and thinking we can take them in this first leg. We could put this tie to bed. Because remember, they're in a title race where, you know, they can't really, if they can afford to take their foot off the gas in the second leg in order to give themselves a bit of a G up in the league, they'll take it. And I think Bayern have got so many weapons. I just saw a stat where I think Lewandowski's got 42 goals in 38 games in all competitions this season.
How many in CL semis, bro? How many in CL finals?
Well, are we in the semi yet?
I'm just saying, how many is he scored in the CL semi or final? That's
I'm talking about this season.
Okay.
This season, we ain't got that far yet.
Okay.
So if he bangs against Chelsea, he'll give himself a good chance to do so.
Against Real Madrid, what was that? Quarters or semis?
Like 1762.
Was that quarters or semis?
1762. It was in 1762. When they signed the Declaration of Independence.
Not 2010.
Yeah.
No. Okay. But no, I think Bayern Munich will go for the jugular. I think they will. And I'm.
So you think Bayern are going to come out and just try to?
I think they're going to come out and try and end it in the first leg. I think they will. Yeah. But I don't think Chelsea are going to roll over or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But I think Bayern are going to go.
The best not, man. What the hell? Wait, crazy.
I'd love it. I'd love it if Giroud Giroud just banged a hat trick and then ran up to Frank Lampard and just swore in his face. I'd love it because I think Giroud gets disrespected too much, man. He gets disrespected by too many people.
Oh, no.
If you
I
play
think
him,
that Giroud needs to be used at some point in this game
man.
a lot earlier than I think Lampard will. You know,
should
because
start
if it's
the
like 0-0, 65 minutes gone,
I think he should
bring on
start.
Giroud.
he should start the game.
I think he should
Ahead
start.
of Tammy?
Based on
Tammy's not been playing, has he?
Exactly.
Do you think match fitness? You're just going to throw him out there and hope he could do
I
something?
would start Giroud. I think,
Yeah.
like, I think he's fired up. He's been out of the team so long this season, and unjustly so, because for me, when Tammy doesn't play, he should be next in line, but Basho has been ahead of him all season.
Yeah, that should be, yeah.
You saw he against Spurs, that strike, that was venom. That was, and then I would start Giroud. I'm not saying he should be Chelsea's first choice going forward, but for this game, based on what you said, obviously Tammy's been out, he hasn't played for a while now. You don't know what game you're going to get from him. And even then, before he got injured, he wasn't on any form. He scored like 3 goals in like 14, 15 games. So I will start Giroud for the game. I think he will give Chelsea somewhat of an out ball. And not that Tammy can't hold it up, but Giroud is obviously more of a target man than Tammy. So yeah, I could see Giroud starting. I don't see Chelsea winning. I don't see Chelsea.
Why not?
Because I think Bayern.
Don't be such a pessimist. Man.
No, this is optimistic for me. Because I don't want Chelsea to go through. But I think for Bayern, it's a bit of a win-win, because even if you lose this leg, but you go out and attack, you're guaranteed to score a goal or two, because Chelsea can't defend. And when their records at home is poor. So you lose the game, let's say 3-2. That's still a good result. You got 2 away goals, and you're going back to the Allianz. So I think for Bayern, go for the win, and get a couple goals, and you should be able to see through over the 2 legs.
All right, let me just hit the super chat real quick. Another question for you guys. H, you said your name will change to HH squared. My name will change to HH cubed if Chelsea deliver Bayern Munich. I promise you. So let me ask you guys this then. In terms of Lampard, do you feel that he should be putting a lot more focus in trying to beat Bayern Munich, or should his focus be much, much more in maintaining and sustaining that top 4 or top 5 position? Where should his responsibility right? Because I know what the answer is, but where do you think his responsibility right, Devon?
He's got to go for Bayern Munich. You got to try and beat Bayern Munich. You can't go into the next game thinking about the game after that. If you're in the Champions League, you might as well try and stay in that competition while you're in it, rather than thinking let's try and get back into it next season. That doesn't make no sense.
But if you're overwhelming underdogs,
then you got nothing to lose. Then you got nothing to lose. You might as well go for it. And I think Chelsea will. I don't know what team he'll put out. I don't know if he's going to want to use, because I think what he did against Tottenham in Barkley and Mount and how he got them pressing could be quite. It could be like a prelude to what's going to come.
Devil, please.
I'm telling you,
Ross Barkley tried.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Barkley and Mount start again, because them pressing high up the pitch could be the key to victory for Chelsea. Because I think you don't want to let the likes of Boateng pick up the ball and Alaba pick up the ball and just have time on it, because they could ping balls like 60 yards, pinpoint. You want to give him pressure, especially Alaba, because he's not a centre-back. And Boateng's got mistakes in his locker. You want to put pressure on him. So I think he might start those two, think with that in mind. And midfield's going to be a big battle as well. Yeah. You need to get around Thiago. If you let Thiago dictate play, you're in trouble.
No Kante.
Yeah, but you got to get on them people.
Kovacic has been pressing well. I'll give it. There was a discussion going on. I mean, some of it was a bit facetious. It was actually the goal diggers. Whether Kovacic should be nominated for PFA Player of the Year. No, but the argument, it was facetious, because it was like, if Henderson is, then why not Kovacic? So I understand the argument, but for me, neither should.
Well, Henderson's leading the best team in the country.
Leading?
Yeah, he's the captain. He's the captain. He's leading.
Also, okay, so because he's the captain of the best. So basically, when Espelano were on top, Ambrosini should be given credit then, because he was the captain leading.
Yeah, he led his men. Yeah, he's the captain.
So No one cared about Ambrosini. Yes, you were the captain Amber. Okay, yeah. Keep leading them. Nobody cares about you. It's about Kaka and the chef and Maldini. You're just with the armband, man. Henderson, lead to web, man.
You've never been captain before in your life, have you?
Oh, well. No. But all I'm saying is that all because you're captain doesn't mean you should be in any PFA discussion.
Has he been Chelsea's best player this season, Kovacic? That was the real argument more than anything.
I'd probably say yeah. Thinking about it, I'd probably say as far as consistency, yes. He has been. Tammy Abraham has sort of dipped a bit down.
Yeah.
Kansé taking a bit of a dip down. Jorginho, he's been doing decent.
Has been good.
The defense has just been turning up and then. So yeah, the most consistent guy, and I think he's played the bulk of the games. Listen, this has been his best ever season because I watched him at Inter Milan, watched him at Real Madrid. This has easily been his best season.
Is that because of the lack of expectation? Because remember, last season he was absolutely slated from pillar to post, him and Jorginho. So going into the season, nobody really expected anything. People were like, kind of, why are we paying 40 million for him? He should have been gone with Sarri, X, Y, Z. Why but they understood because Chelsea had a transfer ban. But nobody really expected what we saw this season. So is it more the expectation compared to being at Real Madrid? The expectation is always 100.
No. For me, I think it's, I just think it's time. I think maybe this shows just his time. I feel that if you took him now and you Fede Valverde, I think maybe even younger than him, and he's doing great there. I just think that he just needed his time to really come into his own. So maybe it was too early for him to be thrown into a Real Madrid team like that. So if you're to put him in now into this Real Madrid with Casemiro and Cruz, he wouldn't be out of place. So I just think as a writer, he's like, I now know how to really play the central midfield position, how to pick out passes, how to maintain rhythm, how to make choices and so forth. So yeah, I just think it's his time. I just want to just address this right now because I don't think I was maybe clear here. Bro, so your captain is your leader. Your leader drags you to victory. HH on drugs. First off, I'm not on drugs. I've never taken any. Well, yeah. But the thing is this. No. The thing is this is that this is about who is the best player, not who can shout the most, not who has the biggest mouth when they scream, not who can scream the loudest, not who's the best leader, who is the best player. Henderson has been one of the best players, has not been one of the best players in the league this season. No, he hasn't been.
The thing is,
what do I have to give him credit?
The thing is with this PFA Player of the Year, what I find is that when it gets to around this time of the year and people start talking about it, they forget the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
They forget what happened in the first 6 to 8, 9 weeks of the season, and they just think about Christmas onwards. Because Henderson has had a good season, but he wasn't brilliant at the beginning of the season. He hasn't been brilliant for however many games we played now. I don't even look at the league anymore because it's just boring. But I don't think there's been that many standout players in the league throughout the entire season. But if you talk about a PFA Player of the Year, Aubameyang's got to be in that. Vardy's got to be in that. These mans are banging goals.
There's a lot of man.
Do you know what I mean? And like
Greenwood.
Well, PFA young player maybe. Young player.
Liverpool fans are they hilarious? Actually, they are a meme in and of themselves. Because I'm not taking it even away from these guys, but when Salah and Suarez are winning PFA Player of the Year and Van Dijk last season, and people were saying, well, they didn't win the title. There was Yaya Toure who banged 20 goals and led to the title. There was Raheem Sterling. There was Kevin De Bruyne. These are the 3 seasons where the Liverpool players won it. Liverpool fans said, but it's not about trophies. It's about the individual performance. It's not about trophies, but individual performance. Man City got a better team, X, Y, Z. This season now, where you've got other teams on the receiving end, because of course it's Liverpool's first titles in 30 years. So they're on the other side of it now, where a lot of their players are playing very well, and there's more of an argument about who is the standout, who's the main. But then you look at someone like Man City, who Kevin De Bruyne has been brilliant this season, but because you're 20 points behind, their argument is, well, Henderson leading to the title. But I thought it wasn't about trophies. I thought it was about individual performance. Brilliant. That's sick. I rate whatever crap they come out with, they stick to it together. Yeah. And, they do make a lot of noise. I give them that, but it's funny.
Yeah. All
right. So look, let's just get the results of this flipping poll. So we put out a poll that obviously that's who was under most pressure in this game between the heck? So who is there with more pressure on to qualify? 22% said Chelsea. Bayern, 78%.
I can understand that. Because just like what you said before,
Yeah.
Chelsea are massive underdogs.
I won a Champions League, bro.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean your team's under pressure.
You're under pressure.
You're under pressure. Chelsea ain't got no pressure. If they lose, that's what was expected of them.
What the heck?
Do you know what I mean? If they lose, that's
No,
what was
Chelsea
expected
under
of them.
real pressure, man. I tell you
If-
with that bloody game, man.
If Bayern lose, then, there's going to be inquests.
Yeah.
Chances are my man, the caretaker, is going to get sacked.
Hansi Flick.
Yeah, Hansi Flick out of it. You know what I mean?
All right, look, man.
If they
Now,
get
I really want to talk about this one. What?
if they get battered, then Lampard's going to be under some pressure because top four's closing in, as in like the gap, and getting battered out of a cup. Like no matter whether you're under those or not, he's going to.
I hope Bayern do them one of them 10-2s, bro. I hope you're on end of one of them because we felt it. Spurs have felt it. It's time for Chelsea to feel one of them 10-2s over 2 legs. So
No, I mean, like, you see,
That would build
that
the
I can't deal with. See, like, I'd have to take a 1 week sabbatical if that, like, if Bayern just like did like a 6-7-0, then like, basically, I can't do a post match on that. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
That's character building right there.
Nah,
That's
like
character.
I don't. Basically, I'm a really bad loser. So like, football doggers will have to be. Basically, you two can do football dogger next. Like, I'm like, if it's bad, nah. Because based on how I'll get ripped open. No, hell no. So I mean, please, if you're gonna win, win. A battering, nah, man. I can't face this live chat on all these fools, man. No way. I want to really talk about this, man. Now, did you see Braithewaite's unveiling?
Yeah. Poor thing.
So did you? Okay. Here's my thing. Now I get it. It's a huge move, massive thing. You want to impress. You want to impress. If you know you can't, because I know that you've tried it in your garden, you've tried it on a training ground, and it hasn't come off, and you know you can't do it. I know that you've probably done this like maybe once out of 20 times. Don't try it on such a huge stage for yourself and where social media exists. Braithewaite, Twitter is vicious. So if you mess up, you're going to be got. And what do I see? I'm scrolling through, and a guy links me through it. I couldn't even finish the video. As soon as he tried the thing and it dropped down, I just pressed stop.
Yeah, I couldn't watch the whole thing either.
No, I can't.
It's bad.
Okay, so, and I think Nick's even mentioned this, and perfect. It's like if the stars are aligning. Josh Bond, thank you for the super chats. Emergency signing my ass. Stupid rule. Josh, exactly where I wanted to go. Because I've been watching ESPN FC, watching guys visit this, watching back and forth, trying to get this through. It's a dumb rule. But the key thing here is that Barcelona aren't to blame. They're just taking advantage of the rule that exists. But my thing is that why make a rule like this? Why does this rule even exist? Because, again, let's use Football Manager. If I would never even be in this situation because I'm old school. I'm not into this whole false nine. If I'm going into a new season of Football Manager, I have at least 3 strikers.
2 players for every position. 2 players for every position.
Every position. So I have, because really, I probably have about 5 strikers that are in the squad, but really 3 strikers. So my main 2 strikers that I use, and then my young dude that just in there for emergency. But I have at least 3 strikers for my season. And if one goes down, I'm like, January comes through, bro. 38-year-old on a free, bro. Come through. I'll give you like 10K a year. Just come through the 6th month. So my thing though is this: is that I'll come to Nick's first with this. What do you think was the thinking of the logic by this rule even existing? Because as we dig deeper, this can have so many different kind of repercussions, because you look at how will this affect Leganes who are in a relegation fight. What if Braithwaite ends up scoring the key goal that allows Barcelona to clinch the title and so forth? And then the people say, okay, well, how come? And you could create a situation where, like, oh, let's just create a scenario where these players are injured or fake injuries in order to get a med. So it could just go so many ways. So for Nick, why do you think they even created this, and what do you think the thinking was behind this rule? Which I think is just stupid.
Yeah, I think it is stupid, but I'm gonna go on a bit of a left field example. It literally just came to me as you were saying it. In America, they got this the right to bear arms, and no, it's funny. I know you know where it's coming from, but it just literally came to me. This was put into the Constitution years ago, like centuries ago, right to bear arms, and it was cool because nobody really expected, certain things to happen. It was just the right to bear arms, and everyone's cool with the right to bear arms. And then the Black Panther Party decided to pick up arms and say, oh, we have the right to bear arms. And everyone's like, whoa, we need to amend this constitution. We can't just have everyone with the right to bear arms. And I think this law was just put into La Liga years ago, and it probably hasn't even been activated by anyone because everyone just had enough strikers, enough midfielders, enough defenders, and everyone probably forgot that it even existed because who even needs it? And Barcelona, all of a sudden, said, we might need another striker. Let's activate this. And now it's an issue. So I don't think it was even really thought about. It's not like they're going to every season. Let's review every rule that we have. Should we amend this? Should we? But maybe they should, because when you bring in a rule like they have in recent seasons of a 25-man squad, and then you can bring up your youngsters, what's the point of having the rules where you limit a squad? Well, then you can expand the squad when the squad depth is tested. You might just have an unlimited squad.
What's the point of a transfer window?
What's the point? It's the same thing. There didn't used to be a transfer window. You could sign players whenever. Then they brought in the transfer window, but you can still sign players outside the transfer window. So I don't know. I think I know the rule exists in most leagues. In terms of that,
goalkeeper.
For goalkeeper,
usually you can,
That makes sense. Goalkeeper makes sense.
Specialist, yeah.
But you can a right back can play in midfield, a la Philip Lahm. A forward or a left winger can play in defense, a la Bukayo Saka.
Use your youth academy, your reserves.
And I've seen James Milner play false nine for Man City before. Like, why do you have to go? As you said, it's so peak for Leganes because they have now lost their key striker because of the two rules. One, that every Spanish player has to have a release clause, and two, that he can sign players outside the transfer window. So now they can't even replace because they've probably got a second choice striker who just ain't good enough to save them from relegation, but it's not an emergency. Now for me, if I'm Leganes, I'm like, this is an emergency. We just lost our best striker in February. I need to go and sign someone.
Yes.
I bet the rule
don't allow that. The rule is just because the injuries. That's why it's an emergency. So Leganes don't have the injuries, so therefore they don't need a player. Whereas Barcelona have injuries, and but that's what the rules state has to be injuries, or do you know what I mean? But you're Barcelona, you have Griezmann, you have Messi. The hell you need a striker for? You have
a reserve.
They've got. I think how many goals has Fati scored this season? I swear he scored more than Braithwaite. Braithwaite's got 8 league goals. He's got 8 goals. And Fati has probably scored somewhere near to that, if not more. So why do you need another player? As you're saying, you got players who may play in midfield who you might have to move forward. That's fine. But you're Barcelona. You should have one of the biggest squads in the world of football. You have a world-famous youth academy with tons of players come through. You're telling me you're not a striker in that whole academy? This stinks. It stinks bad. You know what I mean? La Liga it's embarrassing for La Liga. I think, as you said, the rule's probably been there for a long time. It's never been exercised. So you can't really blame Barcelona for saying, well, boy,
no way.
If he goes there and he plays and he don't score no goals, and Leganes get relegated, then what's the point? What's the point? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I think.
But he got 2 assists though. in the in Barcelona's last game. So
I think they might have done well. Right?
Yeah. I you know,
Messi got,
yeah. Messi scored 4, no?
yeah.
Messi went and bagged 4. Come on, man. They're just taking the piss. It just shows that there's no one cares about the little guy. Do you know what I mean? It's a slap in the face for the smaller clubs in Spain. Even after all that, it's been heavily tilted in the favor of the big clubs for years with the TV money and everything like that. The banks literally bankrolling Real Madrid, and if I was one of these small clubs, I mean, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? Why don't we just all become like feeder clubs to Barcelona so we could just get a yearly, sum, and you just pay us every year 50 million, take who you want. You know what I mean? Let's do it that way. What's the point?
all right, guys, so let's take some questions, man. So questions before we sort of round off here. I think I've seen a few questions. Let's just take the super chats one first. JJ Samuel, thank you for the super chats. Dear Sire says, please, I don't want to hear Griezmann again. Braithwaite, okay, is in 20 minutes is better than Griezmann in his entire Barcelona career.
So you paid your 80 million. That's your business.
Okay, so how do you guys review Griezmann's Barcelona career so far? Flop, mess up, loser, reject,
Average.
brick?
Average.
Yeah, he's not Barca quality in terms of where they want to get to, but I guess he's probably Barca quality in terms of where they are right now.
yeah. No, he's average. He's average. I saw that tweet. The guy was saying he had an excellent season or something.
Yeah.
Nah.
And then I'm like, well, Martial's had a better season, and he hasn't had an excellent season. Rashford, who was having an excellent season, his numbers were like that's where Griezmann should be, if not more, in a Barcelona team.
Yeah, you can't be next to Messi and have 8 goals or whatever it is. No, that's not good enough. That's not good. You put me next to Messi, I'd have 5.
I'll have 3.
Yeah, and I was
because I can't run.
You know what I mean?
All right. Thoughts on Hazard possibly missing the Euros? Horrible.
Which one?
Horrible, isn't it?
Which Hazard?
The good one or the fat one?
Nix, don't do that.
The good one or the fat one? Which one?
Don't do that. No. Come on, guys. Thoughts on if Zada misses the Euros?
Yeah.
I mean, you just but better players have missed bigger tournaments.
I don't really have much thoughts on that. After the season he's having, he probably go there and do nothing anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's just
basically I will answer for the panel. It would be horrible. It would be an absolute disaster.
Well, let me just say, because we're going to be covering the Euros. We're going to have some page on our Patreon channel and on YouTube as well over the Euros. So I guess you'll see our actual reactions to when Hazard isn't at the Euros.
So I suppose we'll be trying to do it would probably be doing like a group by group breakdown about a month or so before the whole thing pops off. So we'll probably do that like as a little videos, maybe like around what's it called? Wait, so it starts in June?
It's in June. I can't remember the exact date.
Man, I want to get Wembley tickets, man.
Yeah,
13th. I don't know.
13th.
Yeah.
All right, let me hit it super chats. Question: will Chelsea get penetrated non-consensually by Bayern tomorrow?
Jeez.
Martin, that is very graphic. Children and kids listen to this. And Martin, you have... Okay, let me just say something about Martin. Martin, you have actually been loving and enjoying Bayern potentially destroying Chelsea. So, Martin, for your sake, you better hope that Bayern destroy Chelsea. Because if Chelsea beats Bayern, Martin, bro, you don't want to be coming back to any of these whole things, man. Well, let me just see whether there's any other questions here. Actually, what does it say? Okay. So look, man, before we go, Real Madrid, Man City, first leg, what score?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look, man, yeah.
That's at Real Madrid, yeah?
Yeah,
Bernabeu.
Ooh.
Bernabeu. Pep needs it though. Pep needs it.
They have to go all out, man.
And need usually outweighs want. So I don't know, man.
First leg, I'm gonna go. Gosh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Real Madrid first leg.
You think Madrid are going to win with Vinicius and Lucas Vasquez?
Hey, Rodrigo.
Jovic,
Rodrigo,
Benzema.
Jovic.
Is Bale fit? Is Bale fit or is Bale injured?
I'm not even sure. But he doesn't even like playing Bale, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
I'm gonna go 2-1. Because you think, man, we can say all this about Real Madrid. Neither team is in the flying, so to speak.
Well, I mean, Madrid were unbeaten in how many before they lost that game of the weekend?
Yeah.
I literally don't know which way this is going to go. To be honest with you, it's a tough one.
Okay, so let's just do this last question before we head out of here, man. So, thoughts on Jadon to United? Looks the most realistic move financially. Again, I think I sort of have commented on this. I think for Sancho, I don't think it would be a wise move. I think Dortmund are being very, very stupid in letting one of their best players go. I don't think it's a footballing decision. I just think there's something deeper happening in there because it doesn't make any football sense why Dortmund want him to go. But if I'm Sancho, bro, Barcelona could use a Sancho, especially if Griezmann wets the bed for the rest of the season. They could use a flipping Sancho there. He is so good. I think Sancho is too good for Man United. This is one of the best young players in the world. And one of the best young players in the world, I think, has to be playing in the Champions League. Thoughts on this, guys, before we ride out?
You know what? Yeah, so I'll just take this one before you need, because I know you. I see you dancing in the seat already. I think the key part of that question is financially. I don't think Barcelona will be able to afford him. I don't think Barcelona will, unless Barcelona shifts some players, because they struggle with the Griezmann fee. Where they're going to get 150 million or whatever it's going to cost. They're not going to be able to shift Dembele because he's crook. They're not going to be able to. Who are they going to sell for that kind of money that they could bring in a Sanchez? Whereas Man United they'll just eat that. They'll sell Pogba if they need to, and they'll bring in Sancho. And I think as a footballing decision, it would be a wise decision as well, because Man United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. It's a step up from Dortmund. You have Rashford, Martial, Bruno Fernandes. You have Wan-Bissaka. You have a good nucleus of young players there who, with the right manager, I think the only thing that's holding Man United back is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if I'm being honest. With the right manager, you have a good squad of players there and they could really make a run for a good season. I think Sancho will go there and be worshipped. And I think it would be a good move for Man United and for Jadon Sancho, personally. I don't think even going to a Liverpool or someone like that would be good for him.
So I think it would be a good move, Sancho going to a team not in the Champions League.
For how long? What you have to remember is when Man United went in the Champions League before, they got Mkhitaryan, Pogba. Was there someone else they signed that season? Yeah. It's a footballer will know. If you're going there, you're not going to be out of the Champions League for 5-10 years. Do you know what I mean? And you'll be the reason they're back in there.
You know that's for a fact.
Man United will not be outside. They'll probably get back in this season. Do you know what I mean? Then Man United aren't going to be out of the Champions League for that long.
Yeah, I agree with them. But what I'll say is that, right now we're not in the Champions League this season, but come the summer, I mean, we could be. We might finish fifth and be in the Champions League. Might have Europa League. I don't know, innit? But it wouldn't be a bad career move for him, because one thing you would know, at least, is that he's going to play. Because who's going to start over him? Lingard, Pereira, Mata. Like, if he goes to Liverpool, you're going to have to sell Salah or Mane for him to get in the team, consistently anyway. For Man United, he knows he's going to start. I think another team that he will start for is probably Arsenal, but Arsenal ain't got that kind of money. Chelsea, he should start. Would Chelsea be putting 150 million, I don't know, 150 million after buying Ziyech? I don't know. Maybe they will. Barca, Real Madrid, I mean, you can't guarantee starts. How old is he? 20 years old?
19. I think he's just turned 20.
I think he's about to turn 20 soon.
Yeah.
To go to Real Madrid and Barcelona. So again, he needs the right manager, of course. And Solskjaer hasn't proved that he's that right man. But in terms of the team and the players around him, Man United is not a bad move.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's been swell. It's been good. Let's hope that Chelsea don't get embarrassed, so that next week we can all be smiling and coming in positive.
You should be here no matter what, man.
Nah, I don't work like that, bro. And of course, obviously, there's obviously the So basically, next week we'll know Champions League, and we'll also be reviewing the El Clasico as well. That will be happening on Sunday. And I think I think it's Juve Milan or something as well on the Sunday.
I think it's Juve Inter, no?
Yeah, I think Juve Inter. You know. All right, guys. Peace out. Stay true. Remember to like the vid, to join up on the Patreon. Support us on the Patreon. I'll be posting new stuff on there very soon. Stay black. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.